I've worked with thousands of clients earning from $100,000 all the way up to $70 million per year in business and personal revenue. And there are some very clear things that separate how they think when it comes to investing that helps them keep building wealth. My name is Matt Spears and I'm the founder of Evoke Capital, a mortgage brokerage based in Sydney. I've helped thousands of people finance portfolios and personally have built over a $14 million property portfolio. Through that experience, I've had a front row seat to how high net investors think. And today, I want to walk you through the 5 things that I see them do differently and how you can apply these lessons to your own investing journey. Now, number 1 is strong cash flow. Irrespective of you owning a business or working in a personal job, your cash flow is the lifeblood of you building a great portfolio. It's what allows you to hold assets through market cycles, and it's what gives you confidence to keep investing. Now, how do people create great cash flow? For the most part, we see it's through owning businesses that they start or acquire and grow and scale. And on the other side, it could be earning great income from your job and continuing to get promotions and continuing to earn bonuses and commissions. Irrespective of how you earn your money, it's about how you manage it. I've seen people earn millions and millions and millions of dollars per year that spend it all with not much to show for it. So regardless of what you're earning, whether through your job or through a business, it really comes down to understanding how much you're earning after tax or how much you need to put away for tax, how much you need to pay for the expenses and the lifestyle that you currently have, and then what is left over for investing and how do we actually invest it. Now, this figure after everything is paid for is your net cash flow. And this net cash flow is what we use to really dictate your cadence for investing in terms of how hard or fast we can approach building a portfolio for you. The higher that net cash flow number, generally the more aggressive we can be in terms of acquiring assets, and generally we have a wider investment structure that we can pursue because we've got different asset classes that we can look to invest in based on the dollars that we have left over. This then leads us in protecting your capital and your capacity. What we see consistently is that wealthy investors are extremely protective of both their capital and their borrowing capacity, because if they can't look to buy any more assets, they can't look to further their wealth journey. Most investors focus on return alone, but wealthy investors, they focus on scale. Now, how do they actually look to protect their capacity? First one that we talk about a lot is structures. We want to look to use the right structures sequenced at the right time to purchase the right assets. The second one is asset purchasing timeline. What assets are we buying? Is it resi? Is it commercial? Is it a combination of both? And when do we need to buy them to be able to achieve the return that we want to achieve in time? Third is debt recycling. We need to make sure we're looking at the debt that we have. Is it good debt? Is it bad debt? How's it structured? And if we're earning that surplus cash, how do we look to redirect it in the most efficient manner? Now, the last one, which is incredibly important for business owners, is tax strategy. We need to understand how we're earning our income, how we're distributing it, and the tax that we're going to need to pay because it's a part of life. Understanding this is so key because it's going to dictate the structures that we use and often the assets that we're going to invest in. So it's not just one or the other, we need to look at it holistically. And this leads us into getting advice. This is the biggest issue that we see with a lot of clients where they may have seen something online and they're just like, we need to do this. It's not the case. You need to build a team, and your team needs to talk to each other. Your accountant needs to know who your solicitor is. Your solicitor needs to know who your financial planner is. They all need to know who your broker is, because tax advice to legal advice to planning advice to finance structuring, which is often dictated by the banks, it all needs to work together. And this team isn't somebody who you just talk to once and you never talk to again. Every time you're doing something or every time you're looking to finalize your financials for the year, you need to be consulting that whole team. They need to be working collaboratively. That is what's going to help you build wealth, and that's what the wealthy do really, really well, is their team is along the journey for them for the long term. And this is all the more prevalent now with the budget changes. We've had some major changes that change the way we do things moving forward. So if you were looking to buy property in a trust, that might not be the way forward now. You may look at self-managed super, you may look at companies, you may look at your individual name. Again, it's all about laying out what is our plan and what do we want at the end of our journey. And if we were to reverse engineer how we get there, what structures should we use to be able to ensure we can achieve those goals. Now, the next one is strategic asset selection. Every investor should be looking at their portfolio like a business. And anytime we buy another asset, we need to understand how that asset fits in to your business. It's not just about buying any asset off realestate.com. We need to be understanding, again, what is that end goal? How are we going to get there? How is each of these purchases going to fit in to get us to that end goal? And again, it's about getting the right advice. If you're working with a buyer's agent, they're there to help you build out that plan as well. They should be working collaboratively with your team. A common misconception that we see with a lot of wealthy clients is that they're making great income, they've got great surpluses of cash, and they think that commercial is the only asset class for them. And commercial is fantastic, and it makes sense for a lot of clients at that level. But it's not something that we should neglect in terms of the residential property investment. Again, it's about adding some diversification to the portfolio, ensuring that we're not concentrated in one area or one asset class. And again, it's about really zooming back and going, okay, well, if we have a business deriving this income here, or we've got a job that's deriving that income there, how are we going to bring that income into the next asset we purchase? And when is it going to start giving us that return? Is residential property potentially going to be the debt clearance source for the commercial properties we buy, with those commercial properties being those jewels in the crown? So when I'm sitting down with somebody, it's really about understanding how commercial and residential looks to play into those long-term goals, because for the most part, we're using them at the same time with different purposes. Perhaps residential is being used to be able to really obtain that long-term steady capital growth, and we're going to look to deleverage that residential property to be able to clear the majority of the debt against our commercial holdings, which is going to bring out significant cash flow that we can then utilize in retirement. So every investment decision that you make needs to be fit for purpose. So the last point is time horizon. Most investors know that it takes years to be able to earn a great return, sometimes decades to deliver the full value. So one of the biggest advantages that wealthy investors have is they know they're not going to make mountains of money tomorrow with the assets that they're buying, but they know that it fits into a bigger strategy. They're patient, they know that they just need to wait and allow the market to do its thing, and they're confident that they're building a plan for success. Now, the wealthy use property because it's a leverageable asset and it's scalable, but it doesn't mean property is just for the rich. The biggest asset anybody has is time. And the earlier you get in and the earlier you start to take that approach to invest in yourself and invest in the assets that you feel are best for you, the sooner you're going to get that return, and over the long term, you're going to be building that life for you and your family. So if you want to invest like the top 1% do, you need to focus and maintain strong cash flow, protect your capital and your capacity, invest in advice and structure it the right way, buy the right assets with purpose, and think in decades, not years. And if you'd like help understanding what's possible for your current position, there's a link below to our wealth framework. It's a framework that we use to assess where you're at today, identify opportunities, and map out a strategy to help you continue to build the property portfolio that you want. If you'd like to understand your options and see what your next steps could look like, click the link below. We'd love to help.